you've made some bold statements coming into the world of track and field as the position of Grand Slam front runner. And I think I'm paraphrasing here. You know, you said, I can save the sport. I can save track, but I can't save field. Do you feel like some of those statements did not age well? And do you still feel that way? Or do you look to make a difference and a change because you see how hard it is to get to the goal that you truly desire, which is to help the sport?
Yeah. So fair question. So, and this can go wherever it needs to go or go nowhere, and people can say whatever they want to say about this. I was asked in an interview, just like I'm doing this interview, this was the question. So, Michael, I know you feel like you can save track. Do you think you can save field? That was the question I was asked.
Okay.
And I said,
and I get that because people ask questions exactly. And they don't know the question that was asked to you. They understand your answer only. Yeah.
And my answer was, I think I can save track. I don't think I can save track and field. Both. That was my answer.
And that was
my answer to the question. Right. So, but look, fair game. Look, I'm in the public eye. I have been for a very long time. You know this guy. It is what it is. I mean, if people want to say that I said that and I feel like I can be the savior, I mean, okay. I put myself out there. I have to take it, and I'll take it. So, and now in terms of aged well, I know that we live in a time where nobody wants to wait for anything to age. They want to make a determination today.
Exactly.
That's just the world we live in. So you're going to get judged. So I'm going to be judged, and I accept that right now on today. Just like I was judged in 1992 after Barcelona based on Barcelona. Not 96, not 2000, not the end of my career. I was judged on that. You didn't win. Right now, I'm judged on you. You came out and made a bold statement. You came out and made a bold move with Grand Slam track. And right now, you haven't made good on that promise. That's absolutely true today. I have to keep working and keep moving, and our team will. And we will see ultimately how this ages. But as of today, we know where we are. We got a lot of work to do. And that's just the truth. And we accept that. We absolutely accept that. So, but what we have to do, if we want this to continue, and we absolutely do, I think our athletes, and I think most of the fans want it to continue. People care about this sport. And that's why they're talking about it, whether they're criticizing or whether they're saying whatever. It's because people care, right? People care about this sport. And that's one of the things that I always believe, regardless of whether people agree with the way that I want to change the sport or not. They may think there's another way to change it, but we all know and we all agree that the sport needs to change.
100%.
For the better. We all know that. We might disagree on how, we might disagree on the format, but we all know that it needs to be changed. I'm very proud of our team for actually going out there, trying to make the change on behalf of the athletes and creating something that is now creative value in this sport. And we're confident because of that. And we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna quit. It's hard. It's really hard, but we all knew that it was gonna be hard. We need all of the support we can get, but it's on us to go out there and try to get it right. And, but the more support we have, the better, we'll be able to continue this. And I think there's a lot of our athletes and fans loved what we did this year. They want to see it continue. And we appreciate their support for this as well, not only during the season, but right now in these really difficult times.
See, that's one of the things I like though, right? You tried. Now, everybody who's going to be critics aren't the people who tried, who had their hand in the sport in some type of way to say we were going to make change or try to make change, or who could put their money where their mouth is. That's what a lot of critics are going to do. They're going to sit back and be like, oh yeah, you can't do this, or not trying to figure out a way to help. I think we need to be more on the side of, okay, and I might get a lot of shots for this. How can we help Grand Slam track? How can we help Mike put this on? How opposed or how likely is it? And I know you two are probably said things inadvertently across social media to yourself, how likely is it if someone like an Alexis Ohanian was to give you a call, would you be open to that?
Look, and this is even before this, I'll talk to anybody in the sport and have. So you talked about the Diamond League earlier. So first of all, just to answer your call, your question directly, I'd pick up the phone and say, what's up, man? Let's talk about this sport that we all care about. Yeah, we all might be different in terms of how we want to approach the change in the sport, but we all want to see the change, the sport change for the better, right? So Diamond League, you talked about that before, whether or not they're an enemy. I've had conversations with Diamond League organizers about how we can work together because they want this sport to change too. They're in a very difficult position and have been for a very long time. And it's not easy for anybody to go out and change in this sport because this sport is in a very interesting position, and has been for a very long time. And that's a whole nother conversation for us to have on another day. But just the dynamics of the sport make it very difficult to get it out of the position it's in. When something has been entrenched for so long in the way that it is, it's very difficult to get it out. But no, I've had those conversations and happy to have conversations with anyone who also wants to see this sport change for the better.